Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Oh my God, TC, lick the stream. I clicked the wrong one. Lick the stream. It tastes like broken dreams and salty ketones. I am deceased. How y'all doing? If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you've been here a while, so glad you guys are here. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, you're right on time, Shelby. Hello. Hello. So, my name is Erin Bees. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a soon-to-be certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by the reps. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to run the disclaimer. Be right back. All right. I don't know if y'all caught that. Did y'all catch that? I snuck it in there. Oh, thanks, B. You saw it. Karina, I have not forgotten about texting you. I apologize because I need to text you. I did change my voicemail message. I am having my protein smoothie that I love every afternoon. Dre, hi, friend. Hello. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. So just in case you see, if you follow me on Instagram and you're like, she hasn't really been putting a lot of stories up or like what's going on, it's because I've been studying. Yeah, very excited about it. Yes, Lushy, you did hear that correctly. A certified personal trainer coming soon in the next months. And I'm studying. It's a very it's a lot, but I'm very, very excited. So I hope you guys are too. And it's something that I want to add to my commentary and be able to speak on certain things with the credentials, along with other things. I think it'd be cool to train people. So shout out to Susan for giving me a little bit of that nudge and saying, hey, I think you'd be really good at this. You should think about it multiple times. So thank you, Susan. I appreciate you. Okay, today, continuing education, better than any mastermind. Jen M, there's been no truer statement. We have quite the video today. This is Pruvit promoter training. It is filled with a lot of word salad. It is, in my opinion, a lot of manipulation. And I've done a little research on some of the supplements. And if you're looking for any source, if you're looking for the sources, I've already included it in the video description along with Pruvit's income disclosure statement. So you guys can check that out. We are going to go over some of the dietary supplements, specifically BCAAs and creatine, because that is creatine is one of the main things that they are, when I say they, I mean Pruvit promoters are using to promote, Pruvit promoters using to promote, their product called Radline, which is basically a pre-workout. It's not that serious. So yeah, it wouldn't be this is so true, Holly. It wouldn't be an MLM training if it wasn't filled with word salad and manipulation. Yeah. Thanks, Chelsea. And thanks, Charlene. I appreciate you guys. And hopefully I can help whoever wants some help moving forward in that area. So, all right, let's get to this because this video is like 41 minutes. And then I have another video that we're going to watch that's like 10 minutes. So probably going to be a little bit of a longer live stream. I know some of you really love that. So thank you for that. And if you have to watch it in batches, that's totally cool. Before we get started, if you would like the stream, that would be amazing. And double check that you are subscribed to the channel so you can get in here and participate in the live chat. And a quick shout out to the replay crew. Okay, let's get this thing going because it's going to be a wild ride. Let me see if this is
Those who are at work.
Now it is in this full screen mode. It will change. They put it in speaker mode. Do we want this? Hold on one second. Okay, we're going to go with this.
Or can't hop on, they can watch the replay. So, yes, welcome. I'm super excited. You guys, I don't know how about you, but Halloween is done, October is done. It's the 1st of November. And really, I've just been feeling like, oh my goodness, we've got 60 days to end this year. Like, we've got 60 days. What does that look like? Just intentionality. I was talking to the people that I am blessed to coach, and I said, hey, one word comes to my mind, and it's decide. Like, you've got 60 days. You've got 60 days to go, hey, I'm going to decide to end this month, in your business, in your personal life, in life. And like, am I going to just kind of let the next 60 days take over? Am I going to check out? Am I just going to like fall in this crazy, hectic, like all of the holiday schedule? Or am I going to be intentional? Am I going to decide to own my day? Am I going to decide to own my business? Like I said, man, we've got what is it?
This is Stephanie Melky talking, in case you guys aren't familiar with who that is. She's one of the top leaders in the company. Her husband, Steve, has some sort of a corporate position with Pruvit, or did. I don't know if he still does. And he's still a promoter. So, I feel like that's a little bit unethical. Either take the C-suite position or, continue to be a promoter, a distributor in a multi-level marketing company. Also not ethical, in my opinion. But yeah, that's who's speaking.
38 days, less than that, before Epic. Have I decided to go? Have I decided and pre-decided, like, what does that look like? And I want to make sure that you understand what this Epic event is all about. Like, you're right. We've been to, I want to say all of the events. I'm sure there's a couple here and there that Steve and I have been a part of Pruvit for over 8 years, June 2015. And we got a chance to talk to Brian Underwood, our CEO, the other day, and we were just talking about how, man, from the very first event, when we showed up and Dustin was there and a handful of people, I came scared and nervous. And in fact, the very first event that we ever had, just so you know, I actually got off of the airplane. I was just so nervous about this. I'm apologizing that my phone is dinging my computer.
Then turn your notifications off. Just put it in do not disturb. That's not hard.
I got off the airplane and I didn't know what to expect. Like, we came to the first event in San Diego, California. I had no clue what to think. And in fact, I was so nervous. We had left our 4 girls. We have 4 daughters back then. She wasn't even 2, 4, 6, and 8. Now I've got a 16-year-old on down. And you guys, I got to the first event and I actually was so overwhelmed. I started crying and I told Steve I wanted to go home. I don't think I told anybody that. Like, I was in tears and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I felt like an imposter. I didn't feel like I just was like, what do I think I can do? Why did I show up? And I'm going to tell you something. I got to know people, because some of you might feel like I'm coming by myself. Like, I don't have a team. I'm brand new to Pruvit. What is this Epic event all about? And I need you to know something. Epic is all about coming, and we're going to celebrate 2023. We're going to learn from all of those. We're going to learn about something new that's coming. We're going to celebrate, and we're going to go, what is coming for 2024? We're going to vision cast. We're going to hear from Brian and Blake and other promoters, and we're going to hear from Dr. Ryan and other doctors of like what we have our hands on, but what we are even like, what's to come. Like, you think these ketones are great? Listen, I have been behind the scenes talking to Dr. Ryan about what's to come, and he's so excited. I'm like, what are we going to do in 2024? How can we?
My thought, and I didn't think about this until recently, after learning, allegedly, that Brian Underwood, again, allegedly, holds distributor positions, promoter positions, and allegedly does kind of whatever he wants with people's accounts, whether he terminates that person or he gets sued by that person, and he just kind of does whatever he wants, allegedly. I'm going to use a lot of protective language in this, so just prepare yourselves for that, okay? I wonder if the doctors, Jacob and Ryan, hold promoter positions within corporate or within Pruvit. I don't know, but it's just something that I've been thinking about.
elevate our business? How can we elevate ourselves? Like, you need to come to feel the excitement, to feel the people, to get around like-minded people. And guess what? If you come by yourself, or if you come with 10 people,
Notice she didn't say, hey, you're going to get phenomenal business training. You're going to learn tactical things to move your business forward. You're going to learn everything that you need in order to do X, Y, and Z on social media, or how to navigate the back office, or, we're going to go over some product research or product, info education, that kind of thing. She didn't mention any of that. She's talking about the excitement. She's talking about rubbing elbows with people that have been in longer. That's solely about indoctrination. Wild.
it doesn't matter. Because when I got into the environment and I let myself relax and I was like, I can be here. Then I started getting to know people. I stood in line with people. I started asking questions. And I truly believe the number one thing that will build your business is getting in proximity with people. It's getting around like-minded people. It's working off each other's energy. It's going, what's working for you? And tell me what we're doing. And you get to be together. So if for some reason you have not decided and pulled the trigger, I want you to decide today. I'm going to.
You just got a veteran support ad. That makes me so happy. I think that that's really cool, especially if it's a legit organization.
Epic. If you can't go for whatever reason, guess what? We don't hate you. We love you. I want you to make sure your team is deciding, right? Team them up with other people. And it's okay that
we don't hate you. But Stephanie, I thought this was their own business. Why do they have to go if they decide as a quote unquote business owner that they don't want to go, or they don't have the money to spend to be able to go? That's interesting how that works.
You're going maybe by yourself, because you won't be by yourself. We'll all be there with you. Now, a couple things. December 8th through the 10th, right? You can go get your tickets in the back office. We have a COC. That's Circle a Champion, rank 6 and above. We've got a special COC event on December 7th. If you come in even earlier and you're there on Wednesday, guess what? You get to do a tour of the lab. Hey, guess what?
It's not that cool. I've been to the lab. It's not that cool. Also, I don't know if you have seen. Oh, thanks, Urban Blonde. I appreciate you. Have y'all seen the live stream where DC was talking about life activated brands and how allegedly the address is the same as Terry LaCour's labs? Like they're made in the same place as Pruvit products. So that makes me wonder. I'm just going to put this out there. Y'all let me know what you think. But if we had a couple products, when I say we, I mean the anti-MLM movement. If we had a couple products from Pruvit tested that were made in Terry LaCour's lab, that it has been documented that the heavy metals are not within California Proposition 65 standards, it just makes me wonder if life activated brands also has too high, according to Proposition 65, heavy metal levels. And it makes me wonder if we should get our hands on some and see about getting them tested for heavy metals. I don't know. What do y'all think?
I have a sneak peek of the schedule. Would you guys like it? Why don't you drop a 1 in the chat if you
schedule?
Actually are joining us for Epic already?
A schedule never happens at these events, ever.
Who is committed? Who has decided? I'm excited. We're super excited to be there with you. So I got a couple things to share. Would you guys like to know what the schedule?
Oh my God, stop. DC, if you're on here, I saw you're on here commenting, and you feel comfortable sharing, if you would like to, that would be amazing. And if not, that's okay. Appreciate it. Yeah, Proposition 65 is on so much stuff in California. It's lost its meaning when I lived out there, to be honest. I get that. I understand. Yeah. I get that.
Tentatively is going to look like?
I'm here for the science.
I bet you do. All right. Real quick, if you want to write this down, tentatively, and the times can change. Wednesday, if you get in on Wednesday, somewhere between 2 and 5 o'clock, we're going to have a gear store. Who doesn't want some new gear, which I know they've been working on some new swag. And we've got
nothing says, hey, you own your own business, than buying merch from a company that you're advertising for, where the majority of people are not making any money.
Check in. You can check in on Wednesday. So Super awesome. It's going to be amazing. And some tours of the lab where everything is being made. You can go and take some pictures and have fun. Thursday, December 7th is going to be tentative tours. All these dates will go out in your pulse. We've got the gear store opened. We've got COC starting around 5:30 on Wednesday night. So make sure you plug into that, get your COC ticket, rank 6 and above. And then Friday, we kick off.
I'm wondering if the Circle of Champion people, when she said, make sure you get your COC ticket, event ticket, if that's an additional cost. Because I'm seeing a lot of cash grabs, in my opinion, from this company recently. For example, they have these little taster cups that they want their distributors to buy for their keto mix-ups. It just has the Pruvit logo on it.
Friday we start. Friday we get to be together, learn, and grow. So tentatively, we've got gear store in the morning. Epic begins around 4:30 Friday evening. Tentatively. I'm going to say it's most likely going to be around 4:30.
Wow.
Saturday's all-day gala, so you're going to get ready in the morning. We're going to start getting ready for the gala after lunch around 2 or 3 o'clock. Doors open around 4:30. We're going to have a dinner. Saturday's like the day of celebration.
I don't think they can. And here's why I'm saying that. When I was in Pruvit, I was a rank 6, and I wanted to make some merch that had what I went by hashtag beast mode at the time, which I'm in the process of like removing all of that. It's just, it takes time. Anyways, I wanted to have some merch made. I don't even remember what it was going to say on the shirt. It didn't have anything Pruvit related. It had everything to do with my branding at the time, or what I thought was branding at the time. And they would not let me do it. They would not let me do it. And then a year or so later was when all the Empire merch stuff started to come out that was being sold, which I wasn't even trying to sell it to my customers. What I was wanting to do was people that were on an auto ship for a certain amount of time, I wanted to be able to send them a t-shirt for free. They wouldn't let me do it. Isn't that wild? Wild.
It's going to be incredible. I promise it's so fun. And then Sunday, all the times we'll see, it'll probably start mid-afternoon. We'll go for the majority of the day of learning and growing our business. I'm going to guess that's when we'll hear Dr. Ryan share some incredible new innovations around our ketones. So I want you to know that we've got a schedule. It'll come out in the pulse. I think it's in the chat. We're going to be sharing more with you, but if those, just make sure you kind of have a tentative time of when you're coming in. People have been asking about hotels. The Pruvit Hotel is booked. And
Shocker.
Watch the pulse, because we have a handful of other hotels around the area that you can grab a hotel at. So we've got the Courtyard Marriott, we've got the Hilton, we've got the Marriott, we've got Spring Hills, we've got Holiday Inns, like they're all within walking distance. So just because there isn't one at the Renaissance, it's okay. There's plenty of hotels. We can room people together. You guys, if there really isn't a reason that you're not coming because you're just nervous or scared, that was me. And I promise you.
What did she say? If there really is a reason that you're not coming? What?
You showing up to the event has grown me as a person. It's given me the confidence.
Oh yeah. And how do we measure that, Stephanie? How exactly do we measure the indoctrination? I'm just curious.
To go, oh my goodness, they're just like me. There's moms and dads and people that are scared and nervous, and there's people that want better for their family. And I believe that if I didn't show up to these events, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. Like I wouldn't be able to speak or share ketones or share what I'm excited about, because I wouldn't be around all of you, which give me the excitement and the courage to do a lot of the things we've been able to do over the last 8 years.
It gives you the courage, but does it make you more money, or does it cost you more money to go to these events? You pay for the ticket, you pay for the hotel, you pay for the airfare, you pay for all the food that you're there, the merch that you're buying from Pruvit to advertise for them. You're basically paying to advertise for them, essentially, by buying their merch. What I mean by that is the majority of people in this company are not making any money. I think the average was under $1,100. I've included the Pruvit income disclosure statement in the video description, so you can check that out. But I think it was like $10 and some change or something like that for the year. So these are huge expenses. There's probably, additional tickets for other excursions or events that they're having within Epic. What a waste of money. I wasted I wasted so much money.
So lastly, for the gala, we do have a fun, it's called Bloom. So this is the fun, whatever that, it's flowery bloom. I've been on Amazon searching for dresses. Who has their dress? Drop a 2 in the chat if you have.
I mean, is everybody only wearing dresses? I don't.
Your dress or your tux or your outfit. I don't even know what I'm doing, but the colors are black and gold and teal. Whatever bloom means to you, get yourself a fluffy gala dress, women, and it's going to be.
Do you say that gala or gala? I'm curious what y'all think.
Be really fun. So I really highly recommend. Please reconsider. Today, the word is decide, and I want you to decide if you're coming. I want you to make the decision, buy your ticket, show up.
I mean, if they make a decision to not go, they're not going to be buying a ticket, right? But you're not going to be mad at them. But you are going to guilt them. You are going to shame them, in my opinion.
Let's figure it out together. And I look forward to seeing so many of you at Epic. So I will kick it back over to you, Destin.
See, I say it gala too. I don't know.
Unmute, I did it. Oh my goodness, a schedule? This is so awesome. How many of you have not seen the lab? If you're in the chat, let us know if you've not seen the labs. It is an unbelievable opportunity to really get to experience really the foundation. And you'll hear when you're at the labs, you know, the very first lab tour we did, the room was about the size of my office. It was super small, and when you opened up the door, you could just smell ketones, or orange dream ketones coming into your face. And it was super, super, super cool. Now it's this global, international expansion of ketones around the world, the biggest conversation, and you all get to really see how amazing it is that we get to go through and produce this amazing product, but then again, distribute it throughout the world. So I'm super, super excited. Natalie was just texting me here, 1 second. But I'm super, super excited. We have another amazing individual that you guys all know and love. I think we're doing MVP Factory first, right, Natalie? But we're going to kick it over because at the end of the day, if we really want to
it is always the same people that talk about the same things over and over again. And then at the events, they play the same music. It's the same speakers.
Expand, prove it, and we want to expand this brand, and you want to achieve your goals and build a really big business, it really comes down to the simplicity of creating MVPs, right? Hitting MVP, MVP 1, MVP 2, MVP 3. And so there's nobody that's done it better and teaches the strategies better than the one and only Miss Natalie Kilborn. So I'm going to kick it over to Nat.
Hey, we're actually going to start with Nick.
Oh, you're switching it on me, huh? That's not what my list said. All right, I'm going to change gears.
Let's go with Nick. Surprise.
I'm going to change gears. So
that's awkward.
Is everybody recognize that the promotions got extended? That did you like that? Was that a good thing?
What are we raising our hand about? Did you like that? Was that a good thing? Dustin, what are we raising our hands about?
Somebody had a lot of fun closing out the end of the month. I thought that was it was a really cool end of the month. In the States here, we have Halloween. I'm not sure if Halloween is a international thing or not, but we had Halloween, and it was just all this amazing activity. And of course, Pruvit gives us the gift to extend. So we now get to extend it to the 3rd, but to dive in.
Yeah, because they always extend their sales. They make it sound like at the end of the month they have these huge deals, because sometimes they do, and then they'll extend it. Or they do the same thing with new flavors. They'll say, oh, we only have a limited amount, and then it's like that gets extended and that gets extended. And it's like, if it's just your sales shtick, that's fine. Just say that.
Into the details of that, and then I'm going to come back on a little bit later and talk about how to really capitalize on the first 5 days of the month. But I'm going to kick it over to the one and only Nick Martinez.
There we go.
Pilot, by the way.
What's up? How's it going, everyone? Good to see ya. I see so many faces on here. This is fun. Real quick, type what time.
Nothing screams awkward more than somebody getting super close to the camera and saying, man, I see a lot of faces on here. This is super fun. Nick, that's a little I don't like that.
It is where you live. I know we got a lot of amazing people over in Europe on 3:15, 2:15. All right. Oh, 8:00. Awesome. Very fun. Well, I want to just take a moment and celebrate October because holy smokes, was that not an amazing month? I mean, I know we were firing on all cylinders until like 11:59 orders were going in. We had set some goals for our team with the number of boxes, and like that was just blown by 20 or 30%.
Were you trying to hit a rank, Nick? Is that what was happening? Have you noticed that your income is probably dropping because people are leaving? So you were trying to have your team sell or buy a number of boxes so that you would maintain that. Did you tell people that? Or did you just say, hey, this is our team goal? You know what I'm saying?
It was insane. So real quick, if you have something to celebrate, I want you to celebrate yourself or a team member in the chat. If you hit multiplier, type I hit multiplier. If you hit a new rank, type the new rank. If you hit recruiting roundtable, maybe you just enrolled your first promoter. Type it in the chat. Let's celebrate each other. Let's take a moment and just celebrate some wins. If you've been to a Pruvit event like Stephanie had mentioned, you've heard Joseph McClendon speak a little bit, and one of the things he talked about is celebrating small wins and always celebrating. And the way that I grew up, it wasn't, I don't know if the right word is kosher, or it wasn't a good thing to celebrate your successes. Only other people could do that, right? Because it was called boasting or bragging. If I said, hey, I did really good at basketball today, it's okay if my mom told me that, but it wasn't okay if I told myself that. And it's interesting, the more that I realize as an adult, like if I'm holding myself back, it's because I'm diminishing my own value. I'm diminishing the success that I have. I'm diminishing the true like gifts that I've been given, right? And maybe as a result, I'm not stepping into them as fully as I can. And I think the same is true for everyone on this Zoom. So keep sharing in the comments or in the chat what you overcame this month, what you accomplished. And I want you all to take your hand, put it out like this. Then I want you to look at it. And then I want you to put it up here. I want you to pat yourself on the back. Say, good job. I did it. And I want this to be something that you do every single day over every little win, because the more that you realize in your brain, hey, I am winning on a daily basis, I am breathing oxygen, I'm celebrating that, the more it starts to just amplify and accelerate into your life. So October was awesome. It was an incredible just amplification over the month of September, and I feel like it's setting up kind of a catapult or a launch into 2024 with Epic kind of as the unveil or the rollout.
I feel like, one, this could have been an email, and two, I feel like they try to pack in as many words as possible to overcomplicate whatever it is that they're talking about. I just feel like our word count has been exceeded here.
I want to talk real quick, though, about marrying months together.
Oh, yeah, Nick, that just means you grind every day, right? Marrying months together. You know, the end of the month, you immediately go into working for the first of the month. That's how that works, Nick.
And this concept of being able to marry months together is something that is sometimes elusive, but when it works, it is the most brilliant thing. So we just ended the month with an incredible sale and promotion, the double QV, the Monster Mash, the Dollar Business promotion. All were kind of celebrating into the end of the month and created a lot of wind, created a lot of urgency. Now, the question usually is, how do you make sure that November doesn't just start out as a dud, doesn't just start out as everybody having a hangover, right? Where they're just so tired or so burnt out that they don't touch their business for the next week. And I honestly believe what is going on right now is probably the best way to do that. How do you marry a month together? Well, you run a promotion and then you extend it. So if you haven't checked your pulse today, you've noticed, or you haven't seen it, but hopefully you've checked your pulse and have seen that. Guess what? Our Monster Mash sale has been extended until the 3rd, which is awesome. Our dollar business promotion, I haven't seen a pulse on it, but I do see when I go add it to the cart, I'm still getting $1 on the membership, which is super awesome. So that's been extended. And on top of that, we now have our double QV promotion for November. So, I mean, those are super fun. It's amazing to get double.
They like to use the phrase super fun a whole lot. So we're going to, go to this super fun event. It is, $250 for the ticket. And you're going to have to pay for your own hotel and your own food and travel to and from the event. And it's going to be super fun.
Points towards your rank advancement on all orders that go in a certain period of time. And for the month of November, November 1st, November 2nd, November 3rd, you get the charge because guess what? You get to count that volume twice essentially for rank advancement. So how cool is this that we didn't just have an effect?
You get to count it twice for rank advancement. So you're getting double the volume, I think is what he's referring to. I just wonder how that works for getting paid. How they justify that. I don't know how that would work.
Fantastic October, but now we are marrying the 2 months together and we're able to really create wind in our sail and pull ourselves up. And
oh, you're definitely creating wind. But I don't think it's the kind of wind that you think it is. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
amplify the beginning of November because November is always an incredible month.
Always.
And it's just, this gives us even more wind in the sails. So I'm excited about.
If it's always an incredible month, I'd love to see this past November with the previous Novembers and how they play out, how different they are. I would love to see that. Specifically 2020, 2021, 2022, and 23. And I can't wait to see 2024.
About these promotions, there's one other thing I'll mention. There's going to be an announcement made, and I think I have permission to share this, right, Natalie? There's a 48-hour window right now where anybody that orders in the next 48 hours,
I also want to mention, pay attention to his wording. Anyone that orders. He didn't mention yet, if he does, I don't remember. He didn't mention when your customers order. It's anyone that orders.
exact details will be in the poll, so stay tuned for that. We'll get first access or get a special coupon for some brand new technology that is being released at Epic. And
so a new Mitoplex flavor, upgraded electrolytes. I was sent a screen recording today of a Pruvit promoter talking about how, I sent it to DC, how the Mitoplex helps with the mind-body connection. And earlier in the video, she's talking about how their upgraded electrolytes help with cellular hydration. And I'm thinking, okay, how do you measure that? How did you verify that? How does that work? I couldn't believe it.
actually gotten to see and experience this. It's really, really, really cool. It's something that you're going to want to have. It's something that you're going to want to use. It's something you're going to want to get into the hands of as many people.
Notice that he said something you're going to want to have, meaning the promoters should order, something you're going to want to use, something the promoters are going to order, and something, oh yeah, you'll want to make sure that you get that into the hands of your customers. Shouldn't the product getting in the hands of customers be the first priority? Because I think it would be in a legitimate retail business. That would be the priority. But no, the first thing that they lead with is, and it happens a lot, is you're going to want to order this, you're going to want to use this, and then also you're going to want to get it into the hands of your customers. That's typically how that works. Also, we have a new member, guys. Welcome, Amanda. I appreciate you for becoming a member. Make sure that you check the community tab. I actually need to probably post a new link for the Discord. I will do that after this. But welcome. Thanks for becoming a member. It's awesome.
As possible. And those who are at Epic and those who make a purchase of any sort of our technology over the next 48 hours will get early access. So basically just a little fun, a little reward, and some.
Only an MLM. Also, Holly, member for 14 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Only an MLM is it more important for the salesperson to get the new products. Facts. Also, facts are not a tax. Okay.
Something to definitely take advantage of. So right now, the way that I see these 2 months being married together, these 2 months, not just having one that was great and then having to kickstart November in 2 or 3 weeks, right? Right now we have them connecting. They're becoming one. Why? Because we've created this extra layer of urgency.
Absolutely. But how are they measuring that their technology is doing what it's saying it's doing? It's electrolytes, you know, it's not that serious. Electrolytes are everywhere. You could make your own. You could add some salt to your water. There's, you know, you guys know what I'm saying.
We've given an opportunity for those who maybe didn't pull the trigger yesterday. I mean, I had a handful of people who just weren't ready to get started as a promoter because they hadn't gotten paid yet. And they were getting paid either the first or on Friday. And now they're excited because they're ready to go. I also had a handful of people that were just unreachable and I couldn't communicate with, or they weren't responding to my messages, who now are like, hey, is that sale still going on? How can I take advantage of this? Right. So we literally have an opportunity now to
literally. You were on the last live stream, you know,
absolutely double down for the next 3 days and not let the foot off the gas, right? But keep going. So now with all of this, you know, sale going on, Monster Mash sale, the dollar business promotion, double QV, like it all fuels towards something, right? It all fuels towards you hitting either MVP or MVP multiplier. And if you take the action that Dustin's going to talk about at the end, and you start to apply the tools, the urgency creators that Pruvit has provided us, right? The sale isn't just so that people get ketones as a discount. It's so that I can have an urgency creator, have a reason to create new conversations and new attraction as a result. But if we follow that, then the next step is what? Hit MVP or hit MVP multiplier. So Natalie, I'm excited for the only Natalie Kilborn to come on and just talk us through a little bit of MVP and how becoming an MVP factory truly
are funny.
Is your ticket to legend in Pruvit.
Hi,
Hey,
friends. Hey. Hi, everybody.
And how many legends are in the company, Nick? You're coaching, or Natalie is going to coach people how to become legend in the company. But how many are in the company are actually legends? And of the people that are legends, how many is that their achieved rank versus their current rank? Because those are very different.
Everybody watching on Facebook, this is so fun. I've got it
So
on
fun.
Facebook on my phone, making sure it's working well. I love this. Hey, everybody. Hi, Darlene. And I see Brandy.
Oh, God. Here we go with the names.
You know what, Nick? My favorite thing, Elisa translating in Italian. While you're doing this and this and this, she's doing it with you. She's whatever you're doing, she's doing sign language along with the vocal.
There were 7 in the company in 2022, Heather.
Interpretation.
But I bet that's achieved rank. I bet that's not current ranks.
I love it. Great job. Thank you to all of our interpreters. I would just second what Stephanie said, like Epic is going to be awesome. I promise you, you're going to want more people sitting in the seats with you at Epic. We've got some special things coming up this year. And I know we all say, oh, this year is going to be so great. But I'm just telling you, there's some special things coming this year that we've been working on that you want to have your butt in the seat. You will definitely have first movers advantage.
If you're in Pruvit and you've been on these Zooms, maybe you were on this Zoom and you were like, what are we doing? This feels like I'm watching paint dry. This doesn't feel right. This feels like, when does the business training start? You're not wrong. You should get away from this company and multi-level marketing companies as a whole.
By being at Epic, gathering the information, and being present. It's really important that we get tickets registered. I know when we launched tickets, we sold them in bulk packs, and there's a lot of those that aren't registered.
It would be a very, very different thing, Chelsea. If there was a rule where they had to be introduced as their paid as ranks, it would be very different.
Yet. They're assigned to people, but they're not registered. So I need everybody really specifically to go into your back office and make
This could
sure
have been
that
an
your
email,
tickets
Natalie.
are registered. Make sure the people that you assign tickets to are registered. Here's why. A couple things. One, we want to make magic moments for people, and that means having things printed out with their names on them, making sure that we know who's going to be there to recognize for awards and other things like that. Also, our Epic Gala dinner is actually like a seated thing. So it's not a willy-nilly. This is like a wedding where you either have a seat or you do not.
Like a cult wedding.
So we need to make sure that everybody has a seat at the gala. So please, please, please make sure that all of those tickets are registered. There will come a point where you'll lose those tickets if they're not registered, because we want to make sure that people
paid for
I'm
that you won't refund.
Registered. Kathleen is registered, or Catherine's registered. Darlene, I can't wait to see you. Okay. And what Nick's talking about, the double QV. I just want to make sure, listen, how many of you have heard of, we got girl math, we got dog math. Are you with me on this? Where are my TikTokers at? You know, dog math. If you give me,
we have MLM math.
One treat and I wanted 2 treats, then you've given me 0 treats. That's dog math. If you're supposed to feed me at 5 p.m. and you feed me at 5:05, I've been starving all day. You haven't fed me all day. Y'all get it? Girl math. If I have money loaded on my Starbucks app and I go to Starbucks and I use the app to pay, it was free.
No, it wasn't. That's not how math works. And the accountants in here are probably losing their mind. That's literally not how math works.
That's girl math. If I use cash, also free.
No.
If I use a coupon, totally free. Right? How many of you talk yourselves into that? Like, well, it's on sale.
No.
Plus I have a coupon. It's free. It was free. I don't need to tell my husband about it because it was free. Okay.
Imagine filing your taxes and you're in MLM and you think you're being cute in a weird way. And you're like, listen, girl math is, and you give your numbers and the accountant looks at you and goes, that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works.
So we're down. We got girl math. We don't want Nick Martinez math because that's probably mathy math and nobody wants that. Now we got Pruvit math. And listen.
Yeah, the Pruvit math. Terrible.
This is my favorite. So we're going to talk Pruvit math for a minute when we're talking about MVP. Is everybody down with me? Everybody type in MVP in the comments.
Why?
It's going to be interactive.
Paying attention?
Like call on you, like the kid in the back of the class. Okay, good.
She is so condescending. I cannot even deal.
See you. Okay. Tell me, how much new volume does somebody have to hit MVP?
2,000. That's my guess.
2,000.
They haven't changed it.
2,000. Okay, we're clear on that. So
that breaks down to 26 boxes. If they're still getting the 80 BV on a box of $130 ketones, they were getting 80 points. I don't know if they've changed that, but that's like 26 boxes that a new person has to sell in order to get a $500 bonus, if I remember correctly.
In Pruvit math, even though it's double QV, you still have to have $2,000 in new volume coming in. That does not change. $2,000 in new volume coming in to hit MVP. And it's doubled for ranks. So let me ask you, how many of you set a goal in 2023? I had to think for a hot second what year it is. How many of you set a goal in 2023 that you were going to hit COC before Epic?
Oh my God.
Kayla?
But Heather, it's your own business. So whether you're camera is on and you're taking notes or you're making dinner and listening, or if, the camera is pointed up to the ceiling, that's your choice as a business owner, right? I'm not picking on you, Heather. You know what I'm saying. But like, these are not business owners. And the way that these Zooms are run by Natalie and Nick and Dustin and Brian is do this, stay in line, buy the new thing, advertise for us, even though I know a lot of you aren't making any money. Make sure that you buy the new technology and get to the next event. Stay in line. It's gross.
Carol, Darlene, Dawn, Linda, how many of you?
Are we taking
Perfect.
Are we taking attendance in class? Is that what we're doing? It's so weird to me.
Perfect. How many of you want to and still have the goal to hit COC before?
Circle of Champions rank 6 is 30,000 in volume. So if you take that and you divide it by, I'm not going to do that math, but some of you are math phenoms. And so if you take that and you divide that by 80, which was the points assigned to a box of ketones that you would get, that's how many boxes these people would have to sell in order to hit rank 6 every month.
Epic. We're going to talk about other ranks, but we're just going to narrow it in on COC. Imagine being able to come into that. Okay, look at all these people. Look at all these people who want to hit COC. Imagine being able to come into Epic as a COC, walking in that room, attending your first COC. We have these really cool COC events. Allie Mae, I'm talking to you. Okay, so what COC looks like is $30,000 in volume for the calendar month. So from November 1st to November 30th, if you get $30,000 in that group volume in those qualifiers, you hit champ. Is everybody down with me on the math? Okay. So how many MVPs? If we know $30,000 is what we need, how many MVPs at $2,000 do we need? Brittany Anderson, she's mathing. I see you. 15.
She's so condescending. I just
15. So a couple things. One, how many of you that are wanting to run COC can identify inside of your business? If you need to print it out, if you need to write it out, I'm a writer. Who are 15 people inside of your business that you can help run MVP in the month of November? That's the math. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can go do 30,000 in sales. Yes, absolutely. Like that is also the math.
I'm sorry, Natalie, are you trying to say that people can do 30,000 in sales on their own?
But the easy math that will help you to not only hit champ, but keep running is to help other people hit their goals. So if you can identify 15 people in your business that want to run MVP this month, we're not telling them, hey, you got to go do 20,000 in volume out the gate. Hey, you got to do this. It's MVP. How many of you hit MVP? I'm watching the chat. How many of you hit MVP in your first 30 days? Lynn, Carol, Allie, Darlene. All these people did it. So if you go find 15 people, they could be new people, they could be older people. If I hit MVP, that helps Nick. That adds to Nick's group volume when I go run MVP. So it could be current people inside of your business that are committing to MVP multiplier, or it could be new people in your business running MVP for the first time. You identify 15 of those people. Here's what I would suggest you do. Put them all in a group chat and say, this is November's MVP run. And we celebrate all of it. The box that sold, the new promoter that joins, when they get close to MVP, you celebrate all of those things. And I promise you, I want you to think big picture with me. When you help other people get what they want.
She's going to quote Zig Ziglar. That's exactly what's happening.
Help them hit MVP. Help them make an extra $1,000 this month. Help them get those MVP bonuses. And when you help enough people get what they want, everything else will be taken care of for you. So when you hit that 30,000 car champ, guess what? You already have 15 people that have raised their hand and say, I want to go MVP. When you hit that, then we dig back in with those MVPs and we say, okay, who are the new promoters in your group? Who can we help to go MVP, which then makes them rise. So how many of you are running 7, 8, 9, or 10 for Epic? Let me look at those bigger ranks. 7, Pro Champ, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anybody in here hauling buns this month?
Did Dustin Schaefer just do this? Was that Dustin Schaefer? Is that what I saw? Dustin, did you do this? Because stop it.
You all can use the double too. So if you need your group volume to be 30,000, if you get 15,000 in group volume by the 3rd, guess what? That's MVP. Or I mean, that's COC. Do y'all get that? You literally can do it with half the volume.
She's making this very complicated. She's explaining this in a very complicated way. If you hit the MVP bonus, 15 people on your team, and also bold of her to assume that there are people with 15 people on their team on the Zoom. Bold of her. Because recruiting. Yeah. But anyways, 15 people have to have 2,000 in volume. 15 times 2,000 is 30,000. She's just explaining it in a really overcomplicated way. It's weird.
If you can hustle your buns off and do it in the next 3 days, that's a huge advantage.
The majority of people are not hitting the MVP multiplier in 3 days. That is nothing more than a pipe dream.
So if you're running 7, guess what that looks like? If you're running 7, you probably already
Rank 7 is 70,000 in volume, I believe, if I remember correctly. That is Pro Champ is what rank 7 is.
have a team of people. Go identify in your team who are 3 people that want to run champ this month. That would get you 30.
Luna's here. Hi, Mama. You guys want to say hi to Luna? Hello. What have you been doing? Are you up from your nap? Come here. You don't really run from me anymore. Toe beans for everybody. I think this was a great time for a break. How you been doing? You want to say hi to the people? She really does have impeccable timing. Hi, Mama. Did you have a good nap? See if I can get her foot going. Here's some more toe beans. Oh. Hello. Is this like an embrace, or is this a, listen, human, you're going to respect my boundary or else? What is it? I'm not really sure. She senses the stress. Hi, Mama. Oh. I got it on a live stream. The way that she just looked at me, she was like, what are you doing? Man, you don't want to put your foot down? Are you done? Oh, that just feels good, huh? Okay, is that good? The foot slowly comes down and then she just took a deep breath. All right, Mom, I'll see you later. That was a good time. All right, back to work we go.
330, which would
She has a very loud purr.
be 90. And then all you need is 10,000 outside of that. So how do you help these 3 people go card champ? One, I'd call them and I'd say, hey, Stephanie, it's Nat. I wanted to celebrate you for October. You did absolutely amazing.
This is so manipulative, what she's saying. Listen, I believe in you. I think you've got what it takes. I think you should run for champ this month. I think you should do it. And I can't wait to celebrate that with you.
you did great. I noticed that you finished the month at 20,000 in volume. And this is going to be a big month for you. I feel it. You've got a lot of people going, would you like my help, Stephanie, this month for you to hit COC? And if Stephanie says, yes, I want to run COC this month. Okay, great, Stephanie. Let's dig into your business. Let's find 15 people that we can help go MVP, and that'll take you to your car. If I find 3 of those people,
Except it's not going to take you to your car because you have to hit it multiple months in a row. In addition to, you have to be able to qualify for the loan or the lease on the car, including the down payment. So that's not how that works.
find Stephanie, Dustin, and Nick that all want to run towards their car. I help them each identify their 15. We have conversations with them. We set them up for success. We help them. And then I work on that 10,000 outside of it by maybe helping a couple personals go MVP. Guess what? That's 7. That's ring 7. 3 new car earners or 3 car earners in general. They could be old requalifying car earners. That would give you the 30K in volume. And that's how you hit 7. Guess how you hit 8? Go find 2 people that want to go 7, which is 6 people who want to go 6. Like, I'm just telling you, that's how we've always built. And when you do this, it creates
is Circle of Champions. It's rank 6 and above, essentially.
this cycle of people winning, and it's self-identifying like, hey,
The cycle of people winning, yet, Natalie, the income disclosure statement does not show that very many people are winning.
I went MVP last month. Okay, my goal is to help 10 people go MVP this month. Okay, I helped 10 people go MVP. I want to help 15 people go MVP.
This right here.
I want to help 30 people go MVP. And when you create that MVP factory in your team, those ranks will click faster and faster for you, because it's not just based on me and my sales and what I can do by myself. It's making sure Darlene is super successful, because when she's successful, I hit my goals. It's making sure Brandy's super successful, because when she does it, we celebrate her and I hit my goals as well. It's just so good like that. So everything that comes in between now and the 3rd doubles. Now for MVP, you got to go get that 2,000 on its own, but just know you'll actually have 4,000 when you hit 2,000 on MVP. So if we're doing prove it math and I need 30,000.
I mean, you indeed are doing prove it math, but the rest of the world is not recognizing that as an actual form of math. No.
Remind me, how much volume would my business have to do in the next 3 days to hit COC with this double volume? I'm watching. Let's see who's really catching up on the math class today. Lynn.
Oh my God.
Lynn is watching. Did y'all see that? I mean, also, if you hit 15 by the 3rd, which would actually be COC 30K, what's possible? Like, what really is possible if we can do that in the next couple days? So I would just encourage you all, set your sights high, dig into your groups and figure out who can I help be successful? Because when I help enough other people be successful, I get to create my own goals and dreams because I'm helping other people be successful. So I hope you've liked the math lesson today from your favorite math teacher, Natalie Kilborn.
Disgusting. Don't like it. No, thank you. Marie, member for 6 months. When the people under me do the job, I earn more money. Yeah. Nailed it. Also, thanks for being a member for 6 months. I appreciate you.
And I'll kick it back to you, Dustin.
Oh my goodness, that was so good, Nat. I'm impressed.
What?
I'm not sure how dog math in girl.
You're impressed by that? Also, Dustin, be quiet.
Math will translate throughout translation, so I'm very interested to hear. But did you mention earlier also, just a little side note, that you had a sign-up sheet for people that you're going to put in the chat?
I did. Should I put it up there again?
Yeah, let's do that again.
I just did. It's live. It's in the chat right now.
In the chat, if for the lab tours, get that link, save it, and then you can sign up for your lab tours for Epic. Just want to make sure people got that. Nat, that was super awesome. You know, the key to MVP, the key to our business is really developing MVPs, develop champs, pro champs, and so on. But what I'd like to do is take a minute and give you really 2 main focuses to start the beginning of the month. What's really neat is we did this like 3 or 4 years ago, where we had laser focus on the first 5 days of the month, or 3 days of the month, or 2 days of the month. And we'll
You guys want to hear something really funny? This was not the original video I wanted to react to. So I'm going to end this video that we're watching because I'm bored of it. And we're going to go into something else. Yeah.
Welcome. If you have somebody who's inside of Pruvit, we are going to have a super awesome Zoom. We have not only our CEO, Brian Underwood, happy birthday to whoever just said it was their birthday.
Yeah.
We have our Pruvit CEO, plus we have Dr. Jacob Wilson meeting with us today. Do y'all know what we're talking about?
We'll just see how far we get in this. I may fast forward through parts because there are things that I really want to talk about with you guys.
Tell me in the comments if anybody knows what we're talking about on today's Zoom. If you have one, show it to me.
Radline.
I have one right here.
Oh.
Yeah. The Radline. Hold on, let me get the... Have y'all tried the Radline? Give me a 1 in the chat. Oh, I see it.
This is a new product that they've been talking about, that they're marketing as a pre-workout. They're marketing it as having creatine and BCAAs in a proprietary blend. We're going to look at the ingredients. But yeah.
Cherry. Give me a 1 in the chat if you've tried the Radline. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have not tried the Radline yet.
Oh, you haven't tried it yet? Yeah, you should go order it.
Oh, somebody needs it. Oh, we got a real mixed bag. We got people that have tried Radline, people that haven't. I have the first iteration here in my desk. This is how it first came out. We got to try it like this. And then our team gives us super cool packaging and fun things to make it look cool. This is the blue raspberry charge formula. It's so good. It's so good. All right, I'm going to kick it over to our CEO, Mr. Brian Underwood. I know you are flying high on Radline all the time. What's going on? Where'd you go? I saw you. I see you.
I'll mute myself. Here's the great news for everyone tuning in. Give Natalie a big thumbs up. Actually, give her a big field goal sign. Because listen, she lives in the middle of nowhere, Missouri. They don't even have Wi-Fi there. So she couldn't get on, but she can still do this business. Like, she lives in a time warp to where they don't even have Wi-Fi. They don't even have high-speed internet access. But she made it. She made it happen.
Whatever. You're in Kentucky. I mean, come on.
We're not much better. We're not much better. But my point is, people can always make excuses for not being where they should be, or having the success and going for their dreams. But
I mean, Brian, is Pruvit where you want it to be, or are you trying to come up with more cash grabs to keep the business afloat? I'm curious. I'm very curious. Also, we have a new member, Aerodil. Is that how you say that? Let me know if that's how you say that. Welcome. So excited that you became a member. Appreciate you so much. I really got into that one. Welcome.
But not Natalie. She made it happen.
He never talks about anything.
I'm just giving you a hard time. You have to give Natalie a hard time whenever you can, because otherwise it just wouldn't be fun. You know, It's great to be online with everyone. I thought this was going to be a leadership call, but I guess since each and every one of us have the ability to lead, we just have to choose that. I didn't realize it was open.
The amount of self-soothing behavior that he exhibits in video is odd to me. I've never noticed that until the last kind of few videos where I was pre-watching these or parts of them. It's odd to me.
Up to the entire community, but this is even better.
I got it right. Thank you.
It's a privilege to be on with each and every one of you today. And the message is really simple. I have a lot of different thoughts.
Also, that dog that he has allegedly is like an emotional support animal, which I think is fantastic, but it's been alleged to me that he treats that animal terribly. And again, alleged.
That I can start rambling and sharing with all of you just around timing of where we are as a company, the timing of where the marketplace is.
Make sure that you remember this statement because he's making it sound like he has researched the market. Just put that in the back of your mind as we move forward on this video.
To really, opportunity that's in front of each and every one of us. And, for me, I think that it comes down to like really empowering and challenging those that want more and seeing us as a platform and an opportunity to get it. We just finished an incredible event in Seattle for all of you that were there. Thank you for showing up. I believe 90% of life is just showing up. And I know that we're right now, some of the leadership is and achievers are starting to plan one, I think, in St. Louis, the Show Me State. We're trying to get Natalie out of the middle of nowhere, Missouri, into the Lou. So we'll see if we can do that. But I think that it's just so important to be, to show up, and I think that the number one thing is you can do a lot through Zoom. You can do a lot through social media. There's no doubt about it. But you can't transfer the conviction of what's in someone's heart and that Friday night feeling.
What is he talking about? What is he talking? What is he talking about?
As efficient as you can when you're face to face. And I think for a lot of us, we're probably in a time in our lives.
Just say in-person events are so much more fun. I mean, that would even be better than everything he has just said.
Where we're in different seasons where we have to be challenged to say, listen, are you ready to make a difference? Are you ready to create momentum? And one of the things that was talked about by Brian James at the event was momentum. And momentum is an energy. It's a forward energy that happens when you have a handful of people that are going in the same direction. But it's not just going in the same direction. It's the same direction with the same amount of belief, the same amount of intensity, and the same amount of commitment to that, right? And that's contagious. And I think right now as a company in the season that we're in, and going into this season where I think that we have 3 or 4 more months that we're going to be able to position ourselves, because I find that there's so many people right now struggling as they're hearing about a down economy, a slow economy. They're hearing about a possible recession or that we're in a recession. And the reality of it is that this is all true. But
then why are you using air quotes when you're talking about it like it's not true?
the exciting news is each and every one of us,
Oy.
we have the opportunity to thrive during this time.
Shout out to all the Pruvit consultants or former Pruvit, not consultants, distributors, promoters that are watching this. Even if you're quietly watching, it's cool. Or if you are somebody that is watching it to report back to Brian or whomever, hey, how you doing? Good to see you
I'm not
here.
an economist. I'm not, necessarily someone that has really studied the cyclical patterns of, of down economies or winter seasons around the world when it comes to
Why do people listen to him? I don't get it.
comes to things of that nature. But I would say this is that, for where we are at, I know entrepreneurs and wealth is created.
Monica, this is the CEO of Pruvit. His name is Brian Underwood. He has some very interesting things when you pull up Google and type his name in.
When you have shifts,
Thanks, Courtney.
and that shift is because a lot of people are looking for more. They're looking for opportunity. And I've been talking about this for 3, 4, 5 months. But my challenge is really to challenge each and every one of you is to, start maintaining and controlling your energy, your focus. What is it that you believe? You have to believe. And I'll say this is that I got a message today. I haven't even responded to it of someone saying that thanks so much for the Seattle event. That they were like right in the process of kind of quietly quitting. And quietly quitting isn't about our company. Quietly quitting is something that's talked about with a lot of thought leaders. And it's human behavior, right? Is nobody wants to say they quit. So human behavior.
Now, when I was previewing this with members, There were several of you that said that's actually not what quiet quitting is. Quiet quitting is leaving quietly because you are you feel so disrespected. So I love how he's taking something and changing it to fit his narrative. And in a sense, I feel like he's trying to prevent people from quitting. You know, if they're on this because this is like a company call or something, you know, and there's people that are thinking about quitting. They're like, why, what is he saying? Why am I even on here? You know, he's like, oh, don't quit. But it's so weird to me.
Behavior is that if we're not getting the results that we wanted to get or we expected to get in the time frame that we do, a lot of times we look for reasons to let ourselves off the hook because we don't want to say, hey, we gave up. No one wants to say we gave up.
I don't think that's true. I think that there's a lot of situations where people give something up and they're proud of that. I'm very proud that I got out of multi-level marketing. I think that if people are struggling with substances and they decide to quit those substances and they decide to be proud of the amount of days that they are sober or whatnot, I think that that's something to be proud of. I don't think that this blanket statement of nobody wants to say they quit something, right? So make sure you stay and prove it. Brian, that's not how this works. That's not how the world works.
What people want to do is like just fade off into the sunset. And then they always try to find a reason why they didn't move forward, right? This is just life. It doesn't matter what reason
It's
it is.
life.
There's 1,000 reasons not to step into your power. Pick any one of them. Any one of them will do. But there's only one reason to really step up into your light, into your power. And that is you. That is your why. That is your inspiration. And my point by saying that is that's why I think it's so important to get around like-minded people that are going in the same direction. And, you know, for me, I would say right now, my message today was really going to be more strategic of nature. And we're going to do a drop. And this is a prototype product that we're dropping. I know that they just said Dr. Lowry's on, which I think is great to have him on just to talk about the excitement behind this. But I'm not sure how we're going to introduce this as a company. And I will.
Brian, you're the leader of the company. If you're not sure how to introduce a new product, who do you expect to do that for you? I mean, maybe your marketing team can come up with some ideas, which I know he has. Oh, God. You're the leader. You're supposed to be the one making these decisions. You're supposed to be leading the way. Hey, there's this new thing, you know, I'm not sure how we're going to go about doing it, but, you know, what?
I'll say this is I have an idea, a creative idea that I think will create more urgency and create more growth than anything in your business currently. If you guys really want to buy in on.
If you want to buy in, buy the new product, buy Radline, because, you know, if you sell more of it, we'll make sure that this becomes a mainstay. Are you kidding me? Listen, this is a hill that I am willing to die on. I strongly believe, and this is just my opinion, that his ex-wife, I'm not going to mention her name because she's not considered a public figure. I strongly believe that he would come up, or he comes up with wild marketing ideas. And I truly do feel, in my opinion, that his ex-wife was the brains of the operation. I think she was the one that was like, Brian, that's not going to work. Or we need to do this. Or, yeah, that's pretty crazy. We need to bring that down a couple notches. I think she was, and this is just my opinion, I think she was the one that grounded him. I think she was the one that took his crazy ideas and made them not so crazy, because there is a drastic difference, in my opinion, in how he ran Pruvit before and after his divorce. That is just my opinion. Just like I feel like there was a big difference between Keto Max and Keto Nat, and there are a lot of distributors that also agree with me and have mentioned it to me privately, the difference in Keto Max and Keto Nat. I also find it interesting the timing of the lawsuit with Forever Green and the change from Keto Max to Keto Nat. Could it be a coincidence? Of course, but I don't know. What do y'all think?
What Radline is all about. And, you know, we have these shirts that say get rad on them that we were going to introduce, but we're going to start like giving those out to some of those that sell the most, just as rewards, and some of those that are promoting the most. But the reason I say this
Do you
is
remember
I think
that, Tara?
we're going to do a completely really unique initiative if Radline gets the response that I think that it gets. So as we drop this tonight at midnight, it's not just going to be a normal drop. This isn't a guaranteed product within the Pruvit community.
If you sell enough, though, we may look at making it a mainstay product, which is what they call their products that they have every day.
But based on the acceptance of it and see what your all's experience is and the experience of like getting people excited about it and then getting them to experience it, if it is, you know, at an 8 to 10, then we're going to do an entire campaign that's going to share all the profits of Radline with those that are producing it in a
that are selling it. So he's creating some sort of an ownership pool. If you sell the most of it, you're going to probably earn shares from the company revenue to sell more product. Or buy more product, I should say.
Radline fashion to where all of us can be on the exact same team and benefit from each other, you know, making this a massive success. And when we first developed Radline, we wanted a different experience.
What?
You know, we did not put water in it, but we wanted the experience of someone having to open it, pour water in, shake it.
Hey, Brian, what do you think people with Keto Nat do? They take a water bottle, they open the packet of Keto Nat, they pour it in the water bottle, and they shake it and mix it up and then drink it. It's the same experience. It's a different packaging. It's different packaging. That's the only difference.
To create the experience of you know, being a part of the drink, so to speak. And what Radline is, a lot of people say, well, what is it? What is it different? To me, it's the best right now. It's the most innovative sports hydration drink in the market. And
Gatorade and Powerade said, nah, bro. Nah.
And we did it in shot form, so people either could mix it in with something else, they could shoot it for a quick fix. But
is he not aware of all the products out there that are available to people?
we wanted that experience, and the visibility of that experience is so important. And so, you know, we have
Just say that you need promoters to market this for you.
several flavors developed. I think we're only going to drop one, maybe two tonight, just to see what.
If you're dropping it at midnight and you're on a Zoom with your promoters, who do you think is going to be the first people to buy it? Oh, the promoters. It's almost like that's the definition of endless chain.
Type of response you all get from marketing. And in a drop like this drop to me is more strategic of nature because we're going to be analyzing the analytics.
I mean, were the other drops of the new products not strategic? Did you not look at the analytics of the previous drops, Brian?
So the thing that we need, and this is why I thought it was an Achievers call, is we need you all to really promote this, right? Like if you don't promote a promotion.
This screams financially we're in trouble, guys. And I need you to promote this like never before. I need you to buy this like never before. And I need you to get really loud so that we're very visible. Meanwhile, he's basically saying he's competing with Gatorade and Powerade. That's a losing battle, my guy.
Then the promotion won't work. But I think the real aspect of this is let people know this is a prototype. This isn't even in our shopping cart. It's not going to be in our shopping cart. You have to let people know that on the front end. Otherwise, they don't realize the urgency of doing it.
Otherwise, they're not going to buy it. And you shouldn't buy it. But we'll talk about the ingredients shortly.
And for those that become a customer and experience it, you know, for this drop, you know, if we make a decision to utilize this as an entire campaign in the future, which we're looking at doing something that's never been done, I don't think. And I'd like to do it by Epic.
That's never been done, Brian. That's cute.
But whether we do that or not is going to depend on the results of this drop. And so I think that, you know, I always looked at flavor drops as really a bullet in your gun. All the flavors are good, but everyone likes variety, right? But it gives you another excuse to go to promote. to post something on social media, to go to your
Oh
next
my-
door neighbor, to, go to a gym and talk to 3 people that are there that or you come to know. I think it's so
Leave people at the gym alone. I swear to God, if somebody comes up to me and tries to sell me their MLM product while I'm mid-set or in between sets, it's going to be real embarrassing. It's going to be real embarrassing.
important that people hear the conviction of your voice, not just a post. You can't feel the conviction of just like a stagnant post. And
Oh my
for me,
God.
what I'm saying to you all is that with this drop, let them know that this is a one-of-a-kind prototype. We did a short run, and they can be a part of something that's bigger, that it is a innovative sports hydration drink. You don't have to necessarily go work out to do it as a pre-workout.
Then why are you marketing it as a pre-workout? Why are the promoters marketing it as a pre-workout? Why are they promoting the fact that it contains some amount, allegedly, of creatine? If it's not people that are working out, they're probably not going to want to necessarily be on creatine. And they're probably not going to take a pre-workout. So that's weird, Brian.
Sometimes I just take mine in the morning just to get ready for the day. I'll take it before I'll drink a full ketone.
That part right there.
And
Also,
so
hi, Rachel.
I just wanted you all to really, with the achievers, I was going to talk more about really the philosophy of getting prepared and pre-building before it drops. And so we're going to drop it at midnight. For some of you, you can use Midnight Madness and drop it then. For others of you, just know that it's going to be ready for you tomorrow. But for me, I think today is about telling people something's coming, because we have a limited supply. This is a limited run. We don't know if we're going to bring it back. We want their help to be part of this experience. This technology definitely needs to be out there, but the thing that I didn't want to have happen is this get lost because of all of our other flavors and some of our other products. This has to stand alone. It's that big. I'll tell you, give you an illustration. I have a mentor of mine, a really good friend of mine. I'm trying to get him to come to Epic and just talk just about our relationship since I was 20. But when he actually saw the first labeling behind this and I sent him some, he's like, you can build an entire company behind this one product. And when I say he's a mentor of mine, he's done maybe 3 billion in sales with his company, maybe 4 billion in sales. So it's not someone that's just talking based on theory. He's actually done it.
What's his company?
This drop is going to be for your business what you make it. But for those that use this as not only an attraction,
it's going to be for your business what you make it, but we need you to really market this. Listen, it's on you guys. You got to promote this. You got to buy it. You got to sell it. You got to do all the things, because this company needs it. This reeks of desperation. It reeks of it. But I want to talk about the ingredients really quick. So let me share my screen here. This comes directly from the Pruvit website. And okay, let me do this. I know this is kind of small depending on how you guys are watching. And let me zoom in a little bit. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Okay, this is the Blue Raspberry Radline. The serving size is 1 bottle or 11.7 grams. Okay. 20 calories, less than 1% or 0 grams of total carbs, 33% or 5 milligrams of vitamin E, niacin, 10 milligrams, which if I remember correctly, niacin is something that makes your skin itchy in like pre-workouts, if I remember correctly. Not everybody likes that, and not everybody is going to choose to drink that in a pre-workout. If you drink a pre-workout, some people just drink coffee as a pre-workout. Vitamin B6 and B12 have 941% of the daily value and 100%, or 16 milligrams and 2.4 micrograms of vitamin B12. Calcium, 120 milligrams, magnesium, sodium, and potassium. So we've got some electrolytes in it as well. Very small amounts of electrolytes, 3%, 18%, and 15% of the daily value. Okay, then we get into the proprietary blend. It causes flushing. Thank you, Live to Skate. I appreciate you. This is 9.7 grams, and it has all of these ingredients that make up the 9.7 grams, which is not a lot. Okay, sodium R-beta hydroxybutyrate, BCAAs, we're going to talk about that in a second. Creatine monohydrate, we're going to talk about that in a second. Magnesium R beta hydroxybutyrate, calcium R hydroxybutyrate, calcium DL beta hydroxybutyrate, DL3 hydroxybutyric acid potassium. It also has some amino acids, caffeine, and also green tea extract. Okay. Yeah, niacin, not everybody wants. Then it has citric acid, L-malic acid, natural flavor, sucralose. I don't know what that is. Spirulina extract for color, and stevia extract. The caffeine is equivalent to 12 to 16 ounces, 12 to 16 ounce cup of coffee. So I'm assuming this is about 125 milligrams of caffeine or so. And okay, it's got the FDA disclaimer. It's not a medical treatment, medicine, or weight loss supplement. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about, hold on, I got to pull this over here just a second. All right. Hey, I love how that automatically went there. This is the NIH website, and it is a list of dietary supplements. It does give some information. I have listed this already in the video description, but what I want to talk about is branch chain amino acids, BCAAs. And I want to read this to you guys because it comes from the NIH. Okay. Because I've heard Optavia talk about essential amino acids, and now Pruvit is putting out these BCAAs, which according to this, there's not a lot of scientific evidence to show that it really does anything, that some of the claims that I've heard some of the distributors making. So BCAAs are amino acids, leucine, isoleucine, and valine. I think that's how you say that. They're known as BCAAs. Animal foods like meat, fish, and milk contain BCAAs. Your muscles can use these 3 amino acids to provide energy during exercise. Leucine might also help build muscle. The way that it works, there's little evidence that BCAA supplements improve performance in endurance activities like distance running. BCAA supplements might help increase your muscle size and strength together with a weight training program, but it isn't clear whether taking, BCAA supplements will help you build more muscle than just eating enough high-quality protein foods. Is it safe? A nutritious diet with enough protein can easily provide 10 to 20 grams a day of the BCAAs. Taking up to another 20 grams a day of BCAAs and supplements seems to be safe. The bottom line, there's not much scientific evidence to support taking BCAA supplements to improve performance, build muscle, or help tired and sore muscles to recover after exercise. Eating foods containing protein automatically increases your intake of BCAAs. Why am I saying all of this? You can get this from food. And if there's one thing Susan has taught me in my training with her, it is food can give you a lot of what you need, and you don't need all of these extra supplements. Okay, that being said, let's talk about creatine. Because the creatine in Radline is one of their main selling points. You hear them talking about, oh, it's a pre-workout, it's this, it's that. Let's talk about it. Okay, creatine is a compound that is stored in your muscles and supplies them with energy. Your body produces some creatine, about 1 gram a day, and you can get some creatine from eating animal-based foods such as beef and salmon, about 500 milligrams in a 4-ounce serving. However, it is only when you take much larger amounts of creatine from dietary supplements that it might improve certain types of performance. Does it work? Creatine supplements can increase strength, power, and the ability to contract. I did this earlier. Contract. We're not contracting anything. Contract muscles for maximum effort, but the extent of performance improvements from creatine supplements differ among individuals. Use of creatine supplements for several weeks or months can help with training. Overall, creatine enhances performance during repeated short bursts of intense intermittent activity, lasting up to about 2.5 minutes at a time, such as sprinting and weightlifting. Creatine seems to have little value for endurance activities such as distance running, cycling, or swimming. I promise I'm getting to a point here. Is it safe? Creatine is safe for healthy adults to take for several weeks or months. It also seems safe for long-term use over several years. Creatine usually causes some weight gain because it increases water retention. Rare individual reactions to creatine include some muscle stiffness and cramps, as well as GI distress, which I'm wondering, and this is a question, I'm not stating this as a fact, but I'm wondering if some of those symptoms are from dehydration, because you have to drink a lot of water when you're taking creatine. Okay. Bottom line, sports medicine experts agree that creatine supplements can improve performance in activities that involve intense effort, followed by short recovery periods. It can also be valuable in training for certain athletic competitions. In studies, people often took a loading dose of about 20 grams per day of creatine in 4 equal portions for 5 to 7 days, and then 3 to 5 grams a day. I take 5 grams a day, just FYI, in case you wanted to know that. Creatine monohydrate is the most widely used and studied form of creatine in supplements. Okay, that being said, if we go back, okay, good. If we go back to this proprietary blend, and we know that creatine, for most people, after the loading period, according to the NIH website, that they need 3 to 5 grams a day. And we know that the proprietary blend of this that they're saying contains some amount of creatine. How much of these things are in it? And just with the creatine example, is it enough to even do anything for anybody? Or is this a cash grab where they've put a little sprinkling of creatine and they're like, oh, we're putting BCAAs in it, even though there's not really any significant studies that show that it does anything. They're marketing it as a pre-workout and they're saying, hey, this is going to help you build muscle. If that were the case, the amounts of creatine specifically would be listed here. Let me also say, anybody that is a bodybuilder, anybody that is heavy into fitness and food and all of that stuff that is taking creatine is going to laugh at this. So the fact that they're trying to market this to people that work out and they're trying to make it seem like they're marketing it to, professional athletes and stuff like that is laughable, because any athlete is going to want to know how much creatine they are taking on a daily basis to make sure that they are maximizing that supplement, because it is the most widely studied supplement. So the fact that they have 9.7 grams of this proprietary blend and the effective quote unquote dosage, if you will, according to the NIH website, is 3 to 5 grams a day for healthy adults. How much of it is in the proprietary blend? Well, we don't know. But if you think about it from a marketing perspective, in my opinion, it's nothing but a cash grab. They're like, oh, we're going to put some ketones. We're going to put some BCAAs in this because, it's a marketing term that most people are like, oh, yeah, I heard that's good. Oh, really? What study has said that it's good? Because according to the NIH website, there's no significant studies that show it does really much of anything. You can get much cheaper pre-workouts that don't have proprietary blends. Okay. Back to this wonderful video.
But an integration piece for your current customers and your current promoters to create energy behind that. Energy can create momentum that we can carry into October. And so what I'm looking for from you all is a concerted effort of everyone going for it the same, because the more feedback we get from this, then I think the more opportunity we have to really do what we want to do at Epic. And I'm being, if it was a smaller call, I'd probably give more details about what we were thinking around that. But I think it's the biggest thing that we've done in the last 4 years.
What about the keto food, Brian? What about Sunbasket? What happened with that? Did y'all lose money on that? I bet you did.
And I think it could be disruptive as an industry in itself.
Stop it.
With what we want to do with it. But I want to make sure that it's right. And how it's right is, does this entire concept of getting rad with the Radline and being part of the Radline, does it have energy?
I can already see the hashtags they're going to use. Get rad, hashtag get rad.
Of its own. And I'm looking to you all to see if if it is. And,
Are y'all gonna sell it
I
or
think
not?
that's going to be the results of
Weird.
the effort and the results from your effort. And so the one thing I'm asking you guys is, if we drop this tomorrow, is there enough time for you all to pre-campaign to create a little buzz to really
How many hours are you giving them to plan an effective marketing strategy for their social media platforms? Oh, a few hours. Cool.
have massive success on a 24-hour drop? Or should we
Tara.
drop it for 48 hours? That would be my question. We do have a limited supply for EU. So again, it's a limited supply all the way around. But
Isn't that
48
beautiful
hours,
for a
48 hours,
baby?
okay. So I think the key is really building into it tonight, starting to, create that energy.
What's his dog's name? Is it like Whisper or something? I don't remember.
If you already have a team of promoters, get
I
them
swear to God.
aligned, to start that.
Good night,
I don't know
Sam.
if we have images, but I think what's important is we get some images out on Facebook and Instagram maybe, or on Pulse that people can start utilizing. And then, really, if
$10 a bottle. Absolutely not.
you need some one-liners on like how to talk about it. And
One-liners?
what I mean by one-liners, they're just quick talking points. I think sometimes we get into too
Oh, please do tell us about creatine and BCAAs, Brian. I'd love to hear about it from you.
much explanation instead of, there's an old sales saying where it says, you sell the sizzle, not the steak.
Oh,
And if
God.
you get too much into the steak, which sometimes we can do because we have so much science behind what we're doing.
You have so much science behind what you're doing. Brian, if there were this significant science behind what you were doing, you probably would lead with that science, because that science is what would make you credible. That science is what people would see and go, oh, you know what? This makes a lot of sense. Let me research this. Oh, look, they have the studies right here. That's what would make you credible, aside from, if you were actually a retail brand instead of a multi-level marketing company where the promoters are the customers. But, that's just my opinion.
That steak.
Also, if you're in this company, where are my Monty Python fans?
Can paralyze people. It makes them full, right? The sizzle keeps them moving. And so for you to really create momentum off of this drop, it's to find those talking bullet points that like, you got to get it. It's limited. This is something that we're literally looking at launching a completely new campaign at the highest level with the company. We need your feedback, but this is the best experience you'll ever have.
It's giving beta testers. That's what this is giving.
When it comes to a pre-workout, it's it's just like little one-liners that you can feed in your gun, like bullets in your gun that you can use to create that sizzle. And then it's just try it, experience it with me. And so
experience it with me, because the promoters are the best customers.
What we're going to do as well is after all of you receive it, we're going to do a little campaign off of and probably give awards and swag and who knows what else on those that can come up with like the coolest TikTok video.
Oh, they're gonna reward marketing. Also, this is for you. I had that one ready.
Those are the coolest posts around it. So that's why I think it's also important that all of you get plenty, not only that you can sample out, but so you can do your own little shake up videos, marketing, promotion. And I think
and we'll recognize who does the best and who goes viral. Free marketing for the company.
Things that I know Jesse Lee was always loved doing, was a master of doing, and we need to adopt as an overall community more, is slowing down on the drops. So before we drop it, we put real marketing muscle behind it. And marketing muscle,
I mean, that seems like a responsible way to operate a business. Is if you're marketing a new product, you do market research, you get everything ready, you test the product, of course, and then you have a strategic campaign planned ahead of time, and then you schedule the launch and you launch the product. I feel like he's doing all of this backwards.
Means priming the pump for all of the community to be able to really promote, to be able to create that energy behind it, not just sell it. And
Tina, imagine, I don't know if you ever went to the Pruvit events, but imagine the same playlist after all these years.
And so we want this to be an incredible experience for you going into the end of the week and into October. And I believe that utilizing this as a tool can create a pace that you can keep up for all of October. So with that, I will open up for any questions. Natalie, I don't know if you want to do questions on the chat. And I don't know if that made sense. I kind of shifted my
because you thought you were going to get on a call with leaders, and I just wonder if he was going to be a jerk or something. Be like, listen, we're in dire straits here. Like, I need y'all to step up. We got to sell this product. Y'all need to order it. I think he would have delivered it a lot more. Well, nothing about his delivery here was direct, but I think if he were talking to leaders, he wouldn't be as filtered as he is here, in my opinion.
My talk, just because I know that we're company wide. So, but I think it's perfect. I think everyone should hear the excitement and the energy around the Radline. I
would really love to talk to his ex-wife. I would really love to ask some questions privately. I don't need to talk about it publicly. I have so many questions, and I just feel like, in my opinion, that she was done so dirty. I know I mentioned this earlier, but I really do feel like his ex-wife was the one that was holding things together in this corporate office. Just my opinion. And if you know anything about this and you want to message me privately, hit me up on Instagram. And I keep everybody anonymous, but I have some questions, you know?
Sweet. A couple questions that I know the answers to. It will be blue raspberry and cherry limeade. So
notice that they didn't talk anything about what the product is, what it does, what's in it, how they should talk about it, who it's for. I mean, that would be all part of the market research. Who is this product for? Oh, no, doesn't matter. Just buy it.
That was one. It will be available in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the EU.
They are selling it in Canada, Pam.
And the UK in limited supply. I saw that question. It will hit at midnight tonight. I also have Dr. Jacob Wilson on. Are you cool if I interview Dr. Wilson, Brian?
He's just like this on a leadership call. He's just less filtered.
I mean, I love Dr. Wilson.
I mean, he's the best. That Dr. Ryan Lowry's okay, but when you get Dr. Jacob Wilson, I mean, you're on the A-team now.
I don't remember what kind of doctors Dr. Ryan and Dr. Jacob are. So definitely something to look into another time, but
you got to get them competing against each other. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we all have.
Oh yeah, Brian, because that's what you do to your own distributors in the company. You get them competing against one another, right? You put all these special deals quietly in place so that there's competition between distributors. Yeah, I love that you're saying that out loud, though. I mean, tell the whole truth, Brian. Tell everything, you know? Because I think it would be a very different story if you did.
Competition in us. You got to get them competing with each other.
Yeah, A-team. Everybody give it up for A-team, Dr. Jacob Wilson. All right, Dr.
Interesting.
How did you just zoom in? You just zoomed in on yourself. What did you do?
I don't know. It just happened. I didn't even.
Okay.
I don't know. It was sporadic.
I was just curious if you did it on Zoom or did it on your computer.
Yeah, I thought Natalie did it.
I cannot control your phone. I can't do that, but that would be awesome.
I'm very curious to see what he says about this product and the fact that it's a proprietary blend. Do y'all think he's going to tell us how much creatine is in it? Do you think that he's going to say, oh, magically, there's these studies on BCAAs and how wonderful they are?
So let me ask you some questions. If you all have a question for Dr. Wilson about Radline, hit him in the comments. I'll be watching to pull some out. So we talked about this being a pre-workout. It says right on the bottle, extreme sports. What happens if I'm not working out? What happens if I don't play a sport? How can I be using Radline or utilizing this just in my daily routine?
Well, I think one of the biggest things, like Brian said, this is a pre-workout hydration, technology. But the thing is, what do we want with pre-workout? We want clean energy, right? Something that gets us in state. Brian talked about engagement. Well, engagement drives business, right? We know this. And so as opposed to pre-workout, to just be performance. This is
And this is not me shading promoters in Pruvit. This is me just asking a question. How many people do you think in Pruvit are doing extreme sports? Let's just be honest. Probably very, very few.
really a performance drink. So if I want to perform better in my business, or I want to get hyped up in
What?
order to spread the word about the product,
So you think people that are getting ready to get on a Zoom should be drinking Radline to prepare and get excited and hyped up?
taking this is going to get me in state, right? So I think that's one of the biggest things about it is it provides clean energy, and that's beneficial in any situation
I mean, you can drink coffee and get clean energy too.
that you would perform, both physically, mentally, or in your business.
Sweet. So just anytime I want to feel my best and I need that little bit of oomph, if I'm going to go mow my lawn, if I got to take the kids to the park, whatever that thing is, I can take a Radline. That's awesome. I saw Melissa ask, how long before a workout should you take it?
So it's quick acting. What we did with the ketones is we basically set up a ratio that
A ratio in the proprietary blend, Jacob?
optimizes more of a quicker release. So I would say you could take it technically probably 15 to 30 minutes, probably 30 minutes before your workout. But if you kind of forget and you have 15
my God,
minutes,
Rachel.
you take it 15 minutes before your workout. So 15 to 30 minutes before your workout, I would take it.
Okay, cool. Somebody said, is it a replacement for Nat?
Really quick. No, it's
Yeah.
not a replacement for Nat. It's in conjunction.
Oh, no. You've got to take all of the products. You've got to do the iFast. By the way, you've got to buy the $400 Ultimate Transformation Kit. I'm surprised they didn't call that the Ultimate Transformation Experience, because that's the language he uses. So you've got to take Keto Nat. You've got to do the iFast. You've got to do the Keto Reboot. You've got to drink Keto Nat multiple times a day. So, that's what, 5, 6, 7 products a day? Ridiculous.
Too, but I'll let Dr. Wilson answer that.
Also this.
But before we even go to the next step, I think one thing that's important is if you don't mind, Natalie, can you go get a water and can you crack that open for everyone? I want everyone to understand why we use this delivery system. We use this delivery system for several reasons.
Because it's gimmicky?
Could have put this in a sachet and it probably would have been a little bit cheaper. And maybe one day we will. We'll have little sachet rads on the go. But the reality of it is that from a marketing promotional standpoint, which the community markets it, right? We're not using.
He just wanted it to look different. That's all. He was trying to make it look cool.
Super Bowl commercials to market something. We're not hiring Deion Sanders. Maybe one day he is going.
Why would you though, Brian? You have promoters that are advertising this and the majority of them, let's just be real, are paying Pruvit to advertise. Why do I say it that way? Because the majority of them are not making any money. They order 1 box of ketones and they're already in the hole for the year based off of the company's own income disclosure statement. So why would you need to hire all these people to advertise for you or to endorse a product when you have these people that are paying you and ordering products just to advertise for Pruvit?
Going to be on Radline or ketones. I don't know. We have some mutual friends. They're already talking to him about ketones. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but when you throw it out there, you never know what can happen. But my point being is we are the marketers, right? So to create an experience for people and to create an experience that you can utilize, it's just like the up cans is so important from a marketing perspective. So when you go to the gym and you actually are using this, people watch and they see what other people are holding, how they drink something. Utilize this as a conversation starter. Does this make sense to everyone? Like there is purpose behind what we do and why we do it. And I think we don't talk about that enough. And so with the Radline, we really wanted to create, number one, an image as people were getting rad, right? Number two is something that was associating with things like body armor, right? That is basically sugar water. because it's a very similar type of packaging.
I mean, is it just sugar water or are there electrolytes in that too?
But number 3, we wanted it to be have the ability for you to use it as a conversation starter as well. And it's a quick, convenient way of doing it. I love the delivery system. So, so Natalie, if you could, before we go to more questions, can you just crack it open, show people how it works? The powder is already in the container. So
This is not that profound, Brian. It's a bottle that you open and pour water in and shake it. It's what?
it's ready to drink, but you have to add water, right?
Oh.
And so literally you crack it open like Natalie's doing. Right now, look inside. So the
Natalie's
powder's
not even on
inside of it.
screen.
So then you just add water.
Here we go. Better pay attention or I'm going to overflow.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That was not her sound effect, that was mine.
Spin the lid back on.
And shake, 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 shake your booty. My kid
Also, what time of the day is she taking this? She's drinking 125, roughly, that's my estimate, milligrams of caffeine.
kids love this. This is their favorite drink. Every morning before school, they take it, and I let them take it.
You let your children drink 100 plus, let me say it that way, 100 plus milligrams of caffeine before they go to school? Brian, that is so irresponsible.
But they love it. They actually love shaking it up. They think it's so cool. So they make sure that I don't shake
Body
it up.
armor is
for
good.
'em.
Well, the one thing that's nice is it's so easy and light. Even when you're traveling, you can't travel with liquids, but you could pack Radlines in your suitcase.
I mean, you could also pack the packets of keto nat just as easily. What is happening?
You could send them in your kids' lunches or take them to the office with you. And then once you pick it up, it's all bubbly and yummy. I mean, the blue raspberry one, it's a little tart. It makes my one eye wink, but it's
I
so
don't think
Yeah, you're really selling that product there, Natalie.
it's
Good.
tart. I think it's sweet.
Oh, I think it's a little tart, but it's sweet. It's really good. Kind of tastes like Kool-Aid, like yummy, or like the blue raspberry Jolly Rancher. What do y'all think the blue raspberry one tastes like? It's so good, but he's right. It's powder. It's different. I mean, you can kind of see it. This is the same bottle with no wrapper. Can you see the powder in there? The powder is already in there. So you just add water and drink it. Okay, back to Dr. Jacob Wilson. I know the answer, and Brian said the answer, but to answer the person's question,
Same.
is it a replacement for Nat? And how would you use Nat?
Andrea, these are like $10 a bottle. Yeah.
With
also high.
Radline?
Yeah, no, it's definitely not a replacement. Again, we're looking at more of a hydration pre-workout or just energy,
Well, then why do they need Mitoplex?
quick energy boost type of drink.
Oh my god.
And Nat, I would continue to use as is. You know, you take Nat throughout the day. I take Nat between meals. So if for example, in the morning, I'll have a Nat, then I have lunch, then I'll have a Nat in the mid-afternoon, and then I'll have dinner, right? So Nat's something you're going to have continually throughout the day. This is when I need just a quick rapid energy boost, or if I'm going to go work out. So this morning, I go do a leg workout, boom, I pop a Radline, right? So it's in conjunction with Nat.
Sweet. I'm looking at all these questions. I think people are just mostly excited. They're saying they love it. So if you aren't working out, like he said in the beginning, it's for when you want peak performance. Maybe it's 30 minutes before you mow your lawn. Maybe it's, you're heading to pick up the kids and you're going to have a super busy afternoon, but you need to be on it. You need to be focused. You need to have mental clarity. You need to feel good. Are there ketones in Radline, Dr. Jacob?
Yeah, there's ketones in every set, right, of Radline. And of course, they're bioidentical ketones. But there's also, first off, that's the core, right? So this is the thing. Going back to the question, people ask, well, what if I'm not working out? Going back to that. the thing about there is versatility to Radline. Okay. If you're going to look at like a normal pre-workout drink, it's like Brian said, usually it's sugar water packed full of stimulants. So what happens? You take a bunch of sugar, you get a high from the sugar, you take a bunch of stimulants, you get a high from the stimulants, and then you crash, right? And that's the majority of things. You don't want to do that during the day, and you don't want to become dependent on that. So basically, Radline is providing your clean energy from the ketones, but then it's also helping us unleash an endogenous energy as well, because it has things like carnitine in it, you know? And Dr. Ryan and I have done a lot of studies with carnitine, but if you look at when we actually break down fat, we're trying to produce endogenous energy. You have to transport fat into mitochondria. You guys know we have mitoplex, right? So you have to transport fat into mitochondria to burn it. So mitoplex increases mitochondria. You have carnitine inside of Radline. And
Did he just say mitoplex increases mitochondria? Is that I'm a little, I don't know.
basically carnitine goes in the mitochondria and helps transport fat to get burned. So that's why all of these products are meant to be in conjunction with each other, right? Radline works, it helps with transport of fatty acids in mitochondria, and we have other products which increase mitochondria. So it's clean energy. I think you give great exogenous ketones and you help unleash endogenous energy.
This seems a little sketchy. This explanation seems a little weird.
I mean, who doesn't want to release their endogenous energy? That just sounds exciting. If you have been taking it and you feel like, man, I can tell a difference, I feel that Radline kicking in, tell me in the comments below. I saw somebody say they PR'd on a run. Melissa May, I mean, she's just full of Radline. She is like on day 200.
She's full of something.
88 or 89 of working out, and she's added Radline. Catherine Doss says recovery. She feels better on recovery as well, taking Radline. Instant hydration, PR'd. It felt like a hug for my brain, Mandy said. I love it. Let me ask BU. I don't see your face, but I think you're still on here. We've got some people.
Can you all hear me?
I can hear you now.
See. Well, let me, someone was asking about sweetener and sucralose. When we developed this because in my brain, I want to do something that can go wide, right? And so you have so many different people that make these assumptions or arguments around any sweetener. You know, you have people that they can show you studies on stevia being negative or harmful for you. You know, there's really never been a study on sucralose on how it affects humans in a negative manner. The dosages that they're doing, which Dr. Jacob can talk to you about, is such a high level that's in rats, it doesn't even quantify. But my point is, I always let people know that we have all kinds of sweeteners, whether it's sugar alcohol. Some people don't like that. But for me,
why don't people like that, Brian? Because it gives them the poops. That's what sugar alcohol does.
Masses want to have a great experience.
I know, we need her in here.
I wanted to develop this to where this could be a product that was sitting on the shelf at Target. It's sitting on the shelf at Vitamin Shop. It's sitting on the.
But it's not gonna be. It's an MLM product. I mean, if you want to go retail, then go retail, Brian. But then you won't have all this free advertising from your own promoters that are paying you to advertise for the company.
Shelf at Walmart. It's sitting on the shelf at the local Super America or Quick Trip store, just like a Body Armor would be or a Gatorade would be, to where the masses would get a great experience. And so the sweetener that we used was sucralose in this, because that is the one that is the most accepted and adopted by the masses. You know, so for some people, I'm not discarding anyone's take on any of their thoughts or their beliefs around any sweetener. But when you look at the science, you know, there's benefits to, you can find the science behind anything.
What science are you talking about, Ryan?
Thing good or bad, but you know, the same
See you later,
time I've
Holly.
always said the same people go eat a McDonald's or drink tequila on the weekends, which is 10 times worse for you than you know, a little bit of stevia or a little bit of erythritol. So
Brian, leave people alone. Okay. If they want to have some tequila on the weekends, they can. They want to eat at McDonald's, they can eat at McDonald's. Leave people alone.
that was our philosophy behind this drink. And that's why I believe we're going to have an opportunity to do something at scale bigger than we've ever done before. So, Dr. Jacob, you might want to piggyback on that, because I know that there are some people that have been indoctrinated to different beliefs around different sweeteners.
Yeah, and I think the
Indoctrinated.
biggest thing, when you look at something like sucralose, for example, you're talking about the research that's been done in animals, even to release sucralose onto the market is extreme. You're talking about giving animals equivalent to, you know, a couple hundred diet sodas a day for their entire lives. And I saw one sucralose study where they gave a couple hundred, diet sodas worth of sucralose a day for their whole lives, and the rats live longer. They actually live longer. But
The studies are on rats, not humans.
so you're and then what we're talking about such tiny levels, right? The thing about sucralose is, when you look at these studies and they talk about this, again, you're giving these doses that you would never take. You would have to consume hundreds of Radlines, but again, the studies on it show it's safe. And the advantage of it, I think, also is, and this is why we have it in the pre-workout is that, think about this for a second. When you have a pre-workout, you want to stimulate your reward centers, right? Studies show when you stimulate reward centers, you have greater drive to work out and you have less pain during your workouts. Well, the sweetener that stimulates the reward centers the most is actually sucralose. That's one of the other reasons why we sweeten this with this as a pre-workout. So again, the studies on sucralose show it's extremely safe. Like I said, I think it's perfect for this drink.
I mean, is anybody else super thankful that we have wildly smart people like Dr. Jacob Wilson?
Somebody looked up the type of doctor he is and something about exercise science, something or other. I don't remember. So if that was you and you looked it up, if you can comment that again, that would be amazing. Dr. Jacob, what is his last name? I don't remember his last name.
That knows that, hey, if we put a little sprinkle of this in, it will actually help your brain get into I didn't even know we had a reward center in the brain. That makes me way more excited. I mean, I'm drinking one now. Imagine what will happen in 30 minutes when I'm off this Zoom. Who knows what I'll be able to accomplish?
You'll probably have to.
Well, actually, you could even test that with the Radline. Is that, and we've played around with this in our lab. You could take it. I don't suggest doing this. I think you should drink it. But you literally could drink it, swig it around in your mouth like mouthwash.
Is he talking about dry scooping it?
Spit it out. Don't do this. But if you were to do this, you would actually get a performance benefit, because the ketones and the other ingredients in there actually do stimulate reward centers and actually give you a boost of energy. There's studies on the ingredients on this where they swig it around, spit it out, and you get a performance benefit. That's awesome. That's why what's on your mouth and that flavor, that big burst, like when you talked about it, or like Brian's kids talk about it, that flavor and that burst of flavor, which is part of the sweetener, actually allows you to perform better, work out harder. And then, of course, we have ingredients in there that science has shown make you recover faster so you can go back out again.
Oh, yeah. How much? I don't know if I think he's referring to BCAAs, because we read about that on the NIH website, and it says that it hasn't really been shown scientifically to help with recovery, but I think that's what he's referring to. So, Dr. Jacob, if I may, how much of the 9.7 grams are BCAAs and creatine? Because if it were going to give people this impact, I would think that you would want them to know how much they are taking,
So yeah, to me, it's
especially
super cool.
creatine.
I mean, I love smart people. I
Hey,
saw
hey,
somebody say I
Natalie,
could drive to St. Louis. I could probably just run. I'll just be
Hey.
there in 2.5 hours.
check this out. I'm gonna drop off. I'm gonna let you all continue the call. I wanted to say bye to everyone. I have
Oh, you
to
bored,
actually
Brian?
go pick up my two little ones. I have a 9-year-old and 10-year-old. So I have daddy duty car line today, but I am going to be around. I think I have Malia standing by. One of the things I wanted to do is for some of you that get the most creative, the most energy, the most likes,
Come up with the marketing campaign for the company so we can all do exactly what you're doing.
we want to see that on your social media. We want to see your level of excitement towards this campaign. We're going to randomly choose because we have such a limited amount. But
If you see these, please feel free to tag me, because I'm gonna comment and respond with how much creatine is in this. Oh, BCAAs, what's the study that shows that this actually does anything for muscle recovery? Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Can't wait.
I think it's super important to move forward some new Get Rad shirts. And I know that Malia's standing by at the office. I wanted everyone just to kind of get a quick glimpse of the shirts. So again, this is going to be 100% our team and staff just picking people through social media saying, hey, we want to get you a rad shirt because of your all's engagement and promotion. So we have different
See you, Aerodel.
colors based on the different flavors that we're going to have available if we decide to continue to drop this and use this. So
Should we use the hashtag #GetRad so she can find us?
Yeah, whatever
Okay.
you all want to do.
Let's do
And
hashtag
listen,
#GetRad.
I'm always
Guys, listen. I did not watch this part, but when I was talking about hashtags earlier, didn't I say hashtag get rad or something along those lines? That's crazy. Also use that hashtag. If you create content and you're reacting to anything or whatever, use the hashtag. Yeah.
I'm always up for the power of the ass. So what I would always do is if you're doing a great job and you're getting engagement, send it over to Pruvit Social so they can check you out too and see what you're doing. So with that being said, thank you, Dr. Jacob. If you all want to take more questions, but the key right now really and we might do a higher level leadership call just to kind of give you all a little bit of scope or perspective.
We might do a higher level leadership call where he talks the same, just as a little bit less filtered.
Of really how we want to utilize this as its own campaign based on the feedback that we get in the marketplace. So,
Exactly.
so we really need your help promotion. We need your energy to create momentum around getting rad. So we'll talk to you guys soon.
Sweet. Also,
I'll turn it over to
correction,
you.
she said the hashtag is that's rad. So
Oh,
everybody type
that's
it in
rad.
the comments so I know you hear me. The hashtag is that's rad. That's rad.
Immediately going
You
to
got
follow.
it. You got it. So hashtag that's rad, hashtag just prove it. That'll be the way that she finds you for the
Great. I'm going to use all of those hashtags. In fact, I think I'm going to find some videos to react to tomorrow, and I'm going to use both of those hashtags. Cool. Can't wait.
shirt giveaway. So if you have anybody on your team making cool Radline posts, make sure they're using the hashtag that's rad. And Malia, Magic Malia, will be watching all of you to get those shirts out. I do have one more question, Dr. Jacob, that I saw over and over and over again. So kick, we've got keto kick that people have been using for pre-workout, and now we're adding another one on Radline. So how is this different than kick, and how could people use them, in partnership with each other?
Well, that's a really good question.
Let's just add all the products. 7, 8, 9, 10 Pruvit products a day. It's fine. You don't need food. Also, that's sarcasm. Don't do that.
I would say that basically with the Radline, I like it as more for like it helps with hydration, probably a bit more. So I would say in essence, if you're gonna have like more of a longer duration workout, like a cardio workout, or you're exercising outside and you're sweating a lot, I do like Rad for that because it's a really good hydrator.
Or you could take your favorite electrolyte supplement, or you could put some salt in your water or whatever you're drinking while you're working out.
Right. But kicks, I think, great too. I think kick, to me, in my experience, is really good for things like heavy resistance training workouts. Because I think gives you pushes you a little bit higher sometimes. So I think
A pre-workout's going to do the same thing.
for more of a like a heavy resistance training workout, but for more of like a cardio workout where you're moving, I like the rad.
I love that.
But
I
both
think
are
that
great.
I'm sure
Both are
right.
great.
You can't go wrong. Like you're gonna feel the effects of ketones in your body, whichever one you take. But I love that. If this one's specifically focused on the hydration,
Yep.
if you're going to be doing a lot of
I was
cardio,
just looking at
running,
it.
a lot of sweating, you're mowing the yard and it's a sweaty day, you're at the park playing with the kids and you need more energy, Radline is a great pick. So we got a lot of questions answered. A lot of people are asking, we'll do one more. A lot of people are asking about the hydration. So how does the hydration affect your workout?
Yeah. So, it's interesting. Studies show that the majority of
It's funny how he picks and chooses when to mention studies and when to say, oh, I like it for this, instead of citing studies. Isn't that interesting?
people walking into gyms, they've done studies on this.
Oh my God.
But something like 60 to 70% of people walk into a gym are already dehydrated and they just don't know it. And the reason why is because our sense of thirst is slightly delayed. So basically, our sense of thirst is slightly delayed. So because of that, most people walk into the gym dehydrated. So by taking Radline, it hydrates you, but studies show that dehydration leads to decreased mental performance. It leads to decreased endurance, like a lot. I mean,
just drink water. And if you like electrolyte supplements, take your favorite electrolyte supplement. That's not an MLM product. It's not that serious.
your endurance could decrease 10, 15%. So like a lot of times, say if you're going out for a run or doing cardio, it's like, is this so much harder? Well, you're probably dehydrated, right?
Or maybe you didn't sleep well the night before. Maybe you're not fully recovered from the last workout. Or maybe for people that have a menstrual cycle, maybe it's the week prior to their cycle starting there's a number of things. It's not just hydration. Maybe they're stressed out.
You can decrease power output by anywhere from 15 to 20%, strength by the same amount.
Exactly, Jessica.
And you just want to quit faster. So the other thing is, for those of you who are like, I want to gain muscle. Let's say, hey, I'm interested in gaining muscle. A hydrated muscle stimulates muscle growth, right? So a dehydrated muscle actually stimulates muscle breakdown. A hydrated muscle stimulates recovery. So a lot of people on here feels like they're recovered faster by using Radline?
I just feel like that is such a blanket statement. Depending on what exercises you are doing or however you are working out, depending on the level of intensity, depending on the calories that you have taken in to prepare for that exercise, depending on sleep, there's a whole bunch of things that go into recovery after working out. And I feel like he's kind of tap dancing with these, or tap dancing around being that specific. Radline is not a one size fits all type of thing. I know they're trying to market it as that, but there are so many factors in recovering from exercise and prepping your body for the next day or the next workout. He's an exercise, whatever. He should know that. He's just trying to sell a product. It's unbelievable and unethical, in my opinion.
A lot of people, right? Well, one of the reasons why that is by promoting hydration, you promote what we call anabolism, which is muscle growth. You also promote recovery. You're less sore the next day, which I think also helps.
This is also a great point.
In conjunction with things like,
how many of you are feeling tired and notice that Radline helps with recovery? People with any kind of a chronic autoimmune anything are like, wait, that's my everyday, just like Brandy shared with us. Unbelievable.
The BCAAs, and carnitine. So
Do share the studies on BCAAs, Jacob. Are you kidding me?
again, there's a lot of reasons for hydration, but I'm just telling you right now, most people, at least 50% of people walk into the gym dehydrated and they don't even know it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I mean, it's so
Also,
good.
pickle
It's so good. I
juice.
see somebody saying they're 70 years old and they love it. They feel great. I saw somebody say they were in their
I mean, they probably feel great because of the caffeine. Let's just be real.
20s and they love it. I love that so much. Okay, so remember what Brian said at the beginning. What Dr. Jacob just went through with us is the meat. But what we need to talk about is the sizzle.
The meat.
Don't get caught up.
Ironic, isn't it, that meat is also a source of where you can get creatine? Was it creatine or BCAAs? Hold on. Food. Let me say it that way. Food. You can get these things from food. Yeah.
And making slides of like this and I mean, like, most people don't need that. Most people need to know, hey, if you want to feel your best, crack this open and drink it. That's what they need to know. Most people need to know, hey, if you work out or you have
Most people need to know exactly what it is that they're taking. What if something reacts, they have a reaction because of medication that they're taking? What if somebody reacts to the amount of caffeine? What if somebody is like, oh, I can't take this or that, and it's one of the proprietary ingredients in that blend?
experiences in your day where you want to feel your best, Radline can be a solution for you. Hey, if you want to have better energy, if you're working out, guess what? I've got something for you to try. So don't get caught up in all of the details trying to explain all of it, but just talk about the sizzle, the taste, the flavor, the fun of it, that it's already in here.
What?
And all you have to do is crack it open and add water. We are going to work on,
I'm sorry. That's just irresponsible, I feel like.
going to work on getting some images up on the Facebook group so that you guys can have good images to use in marketing and things like that. And then watch for it to drop tonight at midnight. Like I said before, it'll be blue raspberry and cherry. And we'll work on some images. If you're on here and you have Radline and you have some images, be looking. I'm going to send out a pulse with some information on where to send your images. And we can work on.
I'm sorry, you want the promoters to also create the advertising images? So more work that people have done that you want to use as a company. Do y'all not have a marketing team anymore? Because I know you used to. I know that you used to have graphic designers and such that worked for you. Do you not have that anymore? Why are the promoters doing the work when they're not even getting paid?
The backside of it, getting you guys like a fun sheet that you can share of some of the
Good
benefits
point.
of Radline and make it look good. So, all
Unbelievable.
right. I think that's it. Y'all give it up for Dr. Jacob Wilson on the A team. I mean, let's give him tons of love for coming and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it, Dr. Jacob. Do we get to see you at Epic?
of course, I wouldn't miss that for the world.
Listen, I don't know if you know, but the theme for Epic is in bloom. I'm going to need you to show up at that dinner with something great. I don't know if it's like a full flower suit. I don't know if it's a cool flower tie.
Okay,
we'll
I'll
have to
do
get
that.
your wife involved. We'll get your wife involved to make sure you show up looking fly for the in bloom
I like
dinner.
it. I like
It's gonna
it.
be awesome. Should we tell
Oh,
Dr. Ryan
God.
that it's a costume party
We should. We 100%.
or like a Batman costume party?
But Aaron, they can win a t-shirt. Totally.
And then
I think that's the 100% what we should do.
okay, we're gonna tell Dr. Ryan that Epic is a Batman costume party, but just so you know, it's in bloom.
I can't wait to
All
see
right,
you
you're
guys.
awesome.
I can't wait to see you guys live at Epic. Can't wait.
Everybody's
Okay.
going to be there. We're all going to be there hanging out with you and having so much
No.
fun. I'm sure we'll have more Radline info and maybe some new flavors by Epic. I don't know, Dr. Jacob, I saw a lot of people asking for grape. Radline would be real good and grape. We have a lot of grape fans.
I love grape.
All right. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a great day. Bye.
Goodbye. Also, I would like to play this for us because
We did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray!
that was a lot. That was a lot. Anyways. So that's Radline. In case you guys want to put up some, I don't know, some anti-MLM posts of some sort, if you feel comfortable, you know, and use, what was it? That's rad. And hashtag just prove it. Just if you know, if you're feeling like you want to do that, that would be cool. But yeah, that's, I don't like that. Not at all. Wasn't there, didn't get the t-shirt. That's funny. I do love grape. That's one of my favorite pre-workout flavors, but it's not an MLM product. Yay. Yeah. Okay. This is my opinion. But I think, based on my own experience, that Pruvit will relaunch old flavors. They'll make a new label, they'll call it something new, and then it's like you drink it, at least when I was in Pruvit, you drink it and you'd be like, man, this is really familiar. And then it's like, you got to go back a couple years and then you're like, wait, this reminds me of Celebration, or this reminds me of Holy Grail. You're like, this seems really odd that all of a sudden, wait, this is a different name. It's a different label. Wait, hold on a second. And then people start talking and you're like, are they repackaging flavors so that they can create this fake marketing campaign where the promoters will buy the new product? I don't know. It's just my opinion. Oh, it was Get Rad. Yeah. Yikes. Thank you. Oh, yeah. So anyways. So if all you're saying is it's going to make you feel your best, more energy, how is it different from the normal ketones they always sell? Also, if it's something that's just going to give people more energy, how is it different than coffee? You know? Yeah, Groovy Grape was one. Yeah, except when it was first launched, it wasn't Groovy Grape, it was Purple Rain. I don't know if there's any former promoters here. Let me know if you guys remember that. I think it was called Purple Rain. I don't remember where we were when they launched that one, but yeah, Purple Rain. Yep. New packaging. Same garbage. Arbonne used to do that with Fizz. They would bring out limited time offer flavors every once in a while. Oh God. Also That's Rad. Get Rad, That's Rad, Just Prove It. In case you want to put out some content, that would be cool. Or just anti-MLM support. Get out of this commercial cult. You know, that would be really funny. If it gives you energy, why are they all so boring? It's a very good question. I saw a commercial today on TV for Optavia. I was shocked. I didn't think MLMs did a lot of commercials. Well, Optavia is drowning. So they're pulling out all the stops. Purple Rain could have caused, well, it was spelled R-E-I-G-N. It wasn't like Purple Rain like Prince, R-I-P. It was Purple Rain like R-E-I-G-N. Yeah. The hashtag scream midlife crisis. Oh my God. Anyways, this was a long stream, longer than I anticipated, but I clicked the wrong video to react to. I'm glad that we talked about it. I feel like there were some important things that we covered, but this second video was what I was planning on reacting to. I'm going to save the shorter video for another time because I am going to revisit Radline as more information comes about, because it is. And yeah. Also, Medifast just had a round of layoffs. I did see something about that earlier today. I can't believe it. They're struggling. I don't think they're going to be around a long time, which is great. They need to go under. I just sent you a live that, oh, Brian James. Yeah. Did an hour ago, and he's holding a Radline and telling people he's drinking to get motivated to work out. Yeah. Oh, thank you for sending that. I'll make sure I download that, because there's going to be more to come. We're going to talk about this, especially because I know a thing or two about creatine. Yeah. So Get Rad is really hard to get into because a lot of people use it. I just want to flood the hashtag. So I'm going to add that to all of my anti-MLM stuff. Proud of my daughter. We heard an Ozempic commercial only prompting weight loss, and she got so mad. Oh, I mean, I think that there's some people, it's Ozempic is a good choice for them. But again, that's a decision between them and their doctor. So, yeah. I think you meant Optavia, not Ozempic. Correct me if I'm wrong. They need to go under like Underwood. Anyways, I'm going to go. I'm going to have some dinner with my family. Appreciate y'all so much. And I've got a video. I'm doing a collaboration with somebody on Friday. So don't miss that. I'll see you here on Friday. Thanks for all the commentary, comments. Thank you for all the comments. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't already liked, let's rewind that. It's the end of the video, like and subscribe. And if you want to be really funny and decide that you want to post a comment after this kind of updates on the YouTube end or whatever, and you want to do hashtag get rad in the comments, that would be funny. That'd be really funny. Okay. All right. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. And guys, don't join an MLM. And if you're in Pruvit, run away.